Smokey Dollar, thank you so much for coming to sit down with me today. Joseph Bills tonight, y'all.
Max out. I appreciate you, bro. What an intro, man.
You know? A hand for Kid K. Comedian left Killer Sire. How you doing, sir?
Hey,
that's my man, Yo, Fela Indio. Am I saying your name right, bro? Am I saying your name right? I always like to make sure. Terrell. See, give it up for Mikey Moscato. That dude. The guy, ladies and gentlemen. Crawl ahead and go. The sugar. Mr. Network. Let's start with LRTK. Zona.
Good evening. This is Swerve 360.
Now, this is Swerve 36. Old Granddad, Big Butch the Lesbian, Walter Cronwright, Dan Rather, Smoke Weed, Dirty Harry, Lee X the Theater. That's me. And that's what we do here. AR, thank you for coming in today, sir.
Thanks for having me today, man.
Respect. I went and checked out your music. DJ Kane set this up. Shout out to DJ Kane. DJ Kane is watching. He's in the chat. Shout out to DJ Kane. The Ratchet House party is tonight. Andre Jones, I need to connect with you. Have free tickets. VIP passes coming to you. We're going to give away another set of VIP passes from the chat today. So please tune in, make a chat, like, comment, and share, and say something in the chat. If you want to go to the party tonight, I'll get some background music hooked up as we begin to talk to AR. AR, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, Swerve.
You've got a team with you. I appreciate that when somebody brings a team.
Shouts out to the fam bam.
Okay, the fam bam. I appreciate that.
We handling business, money and family and association, real mafia.
Okay, terrific. Now you're from the Bay.
San Francisco.
San Francisco. San Francisco, not Oakland.
Nah, not Oakland. I grew up in Oakland too. I'm a 415.
No, I understood. Baby. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. What I mean to say is, I've never lived there, that it's expensive to live in San Francisco.
I'm from the real San Francisco before they realized it was a gold mine.
I understand.
Before they tried to gentrify it.
Well, you know, the tech guys.
Point, where we at?
The tech guys, the nerds moved in and drove everything up there. Is that correct?
Yeah, they did.
Respect to them. Respect to them getting money. They getting money.
We still here, though.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. We appreciate talking to the real, and I'm so glad you came in with me today. Thanks so much for that. Let me pull something a little soulful up in the background. Now, so you grew up, you're back and forth. I understand that's close together. You're back and forth between Oakland and the Bay. Just, describe to me what life was like. How intense was life for you growing up in the area you grew up at?
Let me see. A lot of stuff was normalized. So now when you look back at it now and you realize, damn, a lot of that shit was wild. You know what I mean? Growing up in the 80s, 85. Okay. You know, 80s baby from Harbor Road, you know what I mean? Seeing the whole Reagan era, remembering that era, then moving into the 90s, you know, San Francisco, Hunters Point. My life will move me. My whole family, life will move me. A movie. This thing keep going in and out, excuse me. You know, I come from under that RBL posse umbrella.
Yeah,
familiar with San Francisco hip-hop.
We're gonna speak to that.
You know, but life was shit, it was grand.
It's always good, and sometimes we, like you said, we don't realize how wild things are until later on when we look back.
Exactly.
Because as children, we're not aware of everything that's going on. Speak to RBL Posse. Now, I grew up, just so you know, I'm only 4 years on the West Coast. I grew up on the East Coast. So while I had some of their records, I've been a DJ for 30 years.
Okay.
They didn't have as great an impact in Richmond, Virginia, as maybe they did in Richmond, California, if you understand what I'm saying. Just because being all the way across the country, you know. I know they had fans on the East Coast. That's not what I'm just saying. In my local area, they didn't make as big an impact. So speak to their impact.
Speak on that real quick.
Speak to their impact on the Bay.
Okay, I'm gonna speak on that just in general because RBL was still in the making. Like, you know, they signed $1 million deal on the brink of their third album. You feel me? So it's like RP to Mr. C. You feel me? So it's like and they had deals on the table with Def Jam, Atlantic Records. You feel me? So the story of RBL didn't really get to fully blossom. You know what I'm saying? Like the story of E40 and Click, etc. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I'm here. I'm here to keep the torch lit. RP, Mr. C, RP Hitman. You feel me? Like, you know, I grew up on the East Coast rap too, so I feel my type of music can withhold any region. You feel me?
RIP Hitman, people checking in, so we appreciate
RP
that.
Hit, off top.
Yeah. So how did you come under the wing of this legendary Bay Area group?
It's my bloodline. Black C, that's my first cousin.
Okay.
You know, his mom, my mom, and sisters, you know, grew up in the same household, came home to 29 Harbor Road. And just watching my cousin do music. I mean, when he first did the Baron Weed video, they came to my birthday party, at a birthday party in East Oakland, Auntie Gina house, and I seen it, and I was just mesmerized by music. So the next thing I was doing, you know, I told my granny I need a karaoke machine. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a water?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So and coming connected to that, and how did you speak to how important it is, you know, because I come from a different walk of life, and not only did I not have anyone in my family or close to me that was related to rap music or in the business, I was separated, you know, from entertainment in general. My family had no understanding of the jobs that went around entertainment. They had no understanding of how any of the business worked, so it all seemed like magic to them. So what I say that to say, to get a job or to pursue a career in the entertainment, especially music business, seemed like a fantasy to a lot of the people I grew up around. So speak to how important it is when you actually have that connection, that you can visualize it, you can see someone doing it, you know. How much of a important role, you know, how much of an important inspiration was that in your life, you know?
I mean, it was a lot. It was just that music was a form of expression. You know what I'm saying? To the point I started doing music when I was in kindergarten. And now I'm older doing music, but it's like, you know, it's passion. So, you know, seeing Black C continue to keep going after losing Mr. C, putting out the last man standing, still pushing, you know what I'm saying? That mean a lot, because now I got 2 young boys. You know, I got the young generation, whoever I'm inspiring looking after me. So I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's just a balance. It ain't just like music my life. You feel me? Like I still go punch a clock, whatever, to get my money, however.
Sure.
Invest in this.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? This shit is business. And plus it's therapy. I gotta have music. If I don't gotta have music, I'm a wild out.
I appreciate
I'm gonna need to
that.
shoot range or something, so I'm gonna put it in the music. You feel me?
Music.
Somebody else out there gonna be able to need this and hear this and relate. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel you. I dig your energy. Music's been very much therapy for me.
Definitely.
In listening, just as a fan, and creating as well. So I understand that. You mentioned kindergarten, which to me is incredible. I'm an older man. When I was in kindergarten, there wasn't hip hop. You know, or if it was definitely a small New York thing. Who turned you on to hip hop? What was your first? Because kindergarten, you said you've been rapping since kindergarten.
I got tapes.
So that I don't even know if you actually remember when somebody first turned you on to hip hop. But
I remember.
What was your first memory of hip hop?
I remember, man. Okay, let's see. My step pops flop. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing the Dr. Dre, "Bitches Ain't Shit" on the Ding Dong. My dad, "Bitches Ain't Shit but Holding Tricks." My dad and Fillmore, you feel me, put me on a lot of East Coast, the Daz Effects, Foosh Snickens, Run DMC, Public Enemy, the Beastie Boys.
Awesome.
You know, my music go way back. You feel me? Bay Area shit, Spice Ones, the RBL, San Quinn, everybody, just music in general. You know what I'm saying? The oldies.
Yeah.
So my family put me on the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. And I appreciate that. And I feel like I almost feel a little bad sometimes because it feels like the West Coast is so much more aware of our East Coast old heads than maybe the East Coast is aware of our West. You understand?
That don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's all in what you're into, and it's all in what you're exposed to.
I'm here to change that.
Okay, good.
Shouts out to the East.
Good. No doubt. So, do you have management?
Yeah, I have management.
Okay, good. What influenced your decision, and how far into your rap career were you when you signed to a manager?
Management this year. You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
So pretty soon,
mine,
right?
You know
Recently.
D folks, Line Entertainment. You know what I mean? We're gonna continue to build this team. You know what I'm saying? But recently, because I've been on one pushing consistently these past 6 years. I've been testing myself. 2019, I pushed myself to put out 3 projects. 2020 came, pushed myself to do it again. 2020, 21, gonna push myself to go further. You feel me? So now it's time to have some type of management going on.
It gets to be a bit much, so you need some help. I admire that. You know, I mainly ask those type of questions because people go back and forth. Some people really need. And I think it's up to the individual and their journey. Some people are at a place where they need management. Some people are not. I advise people to take some time and learn the business themselves.
Be your own manager.
So you can check the manager when you have one. And it seems like you made that, you made the transition at a good time.
I just feel to be like, even before that, even now, it's just that, being an independent artist, you have to wear many hats. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for myself and then figure it out. And then when somebody do come along, we build this team, you feel me? We'll check it out from there. But as an artist, you had to go hard in the paint, regardless. Be your own manager, be your own support system, be your own supporter. I don't care if you got one fan, put on for that one fan, them fans go multiply.
That's right, I feel that. That's great energy. What could you speak to how it seems like, and maybe this is why the East Coast wasn't as aware of the West Coast, it seems like you can just sell enough in California to make a career. And Texas as well, but specifically California, because I think that's where that thought originates, because California is such a big state, so diverse, and you can make a lot of fans and make a lot of money just in California. And sometimes it seems like maybe even just the Bay, you know.
They a big market.
And you don't want to be limited. You don't want to not reach everybody else. But it seems like you can make a living, make a career out of California. Do you agree with that? Do you think that's true?
I mean, nah. I mean, it depends on the artist, but for me, with the Bay Area, where I'm from, like, when the Bay I grew up in, we was trendsetters, we set the trends. This new era of the Bay, it's like a lot of people following the trends, not all the Bay, you feel me? I feel like the shit I'm doing, I'm standing out right now because I'm a historian to the original Bay Area, you feel me? So with the Bay, we got a lot of markets that we deal with. Like, you got the Midwest, you know, you got Seattle, the South, and independent, you know, it's different than the East. Y'all had labels and deals. Y'all had record companies. You can go walk on Def Jam. In the Bay, we did consignment, you know what I'm saying, to where we go to the record stores ourselves. And this is how much we, you know what I mean, off the top. So where, you're right, that independent money. But then, you look at the game now, a lot of artists is going independent. You know, they'll come sign to an Empire, which is based in San Francisco.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's news to me. I've heard of Empire a lot, but I didn't know they were based in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's Gazi. He's from San Francisco.
Okay, cool. How do you feel about, and I think it's probably easier for the Bay artists to translate these days, because unfortunately, different producers from around the country have kind of like sampled y'all style a little bit. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
The Bay Area has been heavily sampled. The style of production, and hey, while hip hop has gone through its phases, the Bay continues to make great party music, which I think a lot of other regions might admire. Y'all go dumb, and you had incredible movements.
Turn up.
Yeah, you had incredible movements, and the Bay has always been there, where Texas, some other areas have, you know, come and gone somewhat.
Sure.
The Bay has always ebbed and flowed back into our awareness into huge amounts. I mean, when you talk about E40's verbiage that's everywhere, when you talk about going dumb, or when ghost riding the whip was such a huge thing. White people were killing themselves, falling out of cars.
Yeah, they watered it down a little bit.
You know, they watered it down because it was so fun, but that y'all's movement seems so fun that I think that's what's so attractive to it. Now, although you agree that, do you think the industry has sampled from the Bay a little too much?
A little too much. I mean, I just feel like, I mean, we influential. You cannot mention hip hop without California.
If you could be dope, you gotta expect that,
in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But our thing is pay homage. You know, like the word slap. Slap is a sound. I'm on Twitter. They talking about that movie Slap. Like, huh? And then they get mad at us when we say we started that.
Right.
But it's pay homage. You know, I'm gonna pay homage, man. I went to LA last week, lakered out. Just paying homage. You know, paying homage go a long way.
Right. What is it about the Bay and the verbiage that's so different from what everybody because, you know, let's be New York has slang, Atlanta has slang, Texas has slang, even Phoenix, Richmond has a little bit of Richmond, Virginia. I'll clarify since y'all on the show. VA has some slang for sure, Allen Iverson and you know, and all that. But what makes, I think y'all's slang, for one, is immaculate.
Thank you.
Now, I grew up as an East Coast guy, so I love, you know, what's up, B, Dun, the Dun language. I love New York shit. That's where I sound the way I sound. I grew up in Virginia, but sound like this because of New York hip hop. But I do believe the Bay slang is definitely dominant. Like, number one, well above everybody else's. I mean, when you talk about how Snoop Dogg took it and made it worldwide, took it to another level. So in y'all's Bay. What is it that's so original about the Bay? Why is the Bay so original?
Tell you right quick.
Yeah, let me
you
know.
It's that water. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, I'm real gang. We surrounded by water. You think about it, it's where the iPhone came from. This is where the Apple created. This is where the YouTubes. It's just, off that water, it's just creativity. We in the streets, you have to learn to talk slick. You know what I mean? It's just mouthpiece. Steel sharpen steel. You feel me? So that's the only way I could put it.
We got no fucking water here. I'm worried now. I'm worried if it's the water because we got no water. Did y'all notice they got rivers that have no water, just rocks and dust and shit?
Nah, I didn't even trip.
You would look around
Shout out to AZ.
they got no water here. And to be honest, with the palm trees and the straight roads, it feels like you're getting ready to ride to a beach. But you never get to a fucking beach. You know what I mean? You never.
A mirage, huh?
It looks like you're getting ready to get to the beach, but you never get to the beach. That's my take living here. All right, I got one last question about the Bay, then we'll get into some music. And this one might be difficult. Usually I have at least one difficult question, and you can feel free, please. Say whatever you want to say. What is it about the white folks in the Bay? The white folks in the Bay and the Bay's relation to white folks seem to be different than anywhere else in the country. And I say that because the white folks are notorious for, dropping the N-bomb and nobody cares. And I always give people, and when I say that, I mean the white people that are involved in hip hop, not just random white people. You understand what I'm saying? White people that are involved in the culture. It seems like if you're involved in the culture, you get the whole pass. Where I've always been mindful of that word. I've stayed far away from it with a stick, now since I've moved out to the West Coast, now when somebody says they're from the Bay, I just give them a complete pass. Like whatever you could do is what you could do. It just seems like it's different there. Could you speak to that and help me understand it all?
All right, now when you say the culture, who are you talking about? Like, what you mean?
Well, there was the most famous one was there was the group of white girls, Lil Debbie and her.
Oh, you talking about them? Oh, okay. I mean,
she went nationwide and dropped it and said, "I'm gonna drop it. This is how we do. This is nobody. This is how I grew."
Nah,
she did get a little backlash. She got
backlash for that.
Backlash.
So I mean,
But when I asked my friends that I've talked to from the Bay, mostly black men, is what I'm saying, and I asked them to explain because it's not just her, it's been other people. Like I just don't understand. Like,
I mean, I ain't finna.
Is that my misunderstanding?
I ain't finna vouch for that.
Okay, you're not gonna vouch.
I'm not vouching for that.
Okay.
That shit run deep with me.
That's what I'm familiar with, so that makes me feel comfortable.
My
okay,
white partners is cool and all that is love, but like I ain't really finna vouch for that. I'm trying to stray away from saying that way. You were in a way, but like when it comes to Bay Area, we very diverse. You know what I'm saying? It's really it's the soul.
Right.
So you might have the you might have the Filipinos, you might have the Usos.
Yes.
We all close.
Very diverse.
But
right.
That's the original Bay. You know what I'm saying? Now you got might have closet racists moving into San Francisco due to the tech shit, but then they moving out because the techs can work from home.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm not finna co-sign that.
Well, as an older guy,
it's an individual thing.
Okay.
Not you from the Bay. Nah, it's an individual thing. You feel me? A lot of shit still cut deep for me when I hear.
So as far as your perspective is, I don't have to give these people from the Bay a pass.
Nah, it's an individual thing. I go off individual.
Okay.
I'm an individual. You feel me? So
I feel you. I appreciate that. Not dealing with the tribesmen. We're all individuals. I appreciate that. It's I grew up in the South and I've been heavily affected by race and racism. So
it's a different
that's why
shock.
I kind of deal with it in a certain way. Right. People say I'm definitely racial. I'm not a racist. I love everybody, but I do. In the good and bad, in the heartbreak and the comedy, because some comedy comes from racism. Let's be honest, even if it's not,
Sure.
So in the good and bad, I deal in it. I appreciate it. I examine it. Maybe too much, some people would say. But that's my last question for that.
Good.
All right. So we got a song called "The Town."
Yeah, it's really.
We'll talk about that one first.
Yeah, I didn't get to really edit it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ ID. That's what he named it. The real song is called Catch Up.
I'm sorry, that was the beat then. That was before it was made. It was called "The Town." That was like the working title.
Yeah, but it's geared to the town, Oakland, California.
But
man,
the title is Catch Up. I want to get it right.
Yeah, the title Catch Up.
The title's Catch Up.
I got a uprising artist out of the Murder Dubs. That's in Oakland, California, East Oakland. Her name MDB Nia. You know what I mean? She's 16. She raw. Okay. Shout out to Turtle. That's her step pops. I heard her on Instagram one day. I'm like, bro, who is that? So I was in their hood one day, and I'm like, let's go to the studio. The next day, went to the lab and made it happen. I didn't even write my verse. You know what I mean? That's on my new EP that just dropped in Christmas. It's called GAME Volume 2, Getting Ahead Made Enemies.
Okay. I love to hear all that music coming. Let's get into it right now. Catch Up, all right?
Catch Up.
Right here on Respect the Underground Radio.
MG Ar.
Respect the underground icon radio.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let them know. Hey. Let's go. Let them know.
See nobody else doing it, me when that, then I'm losing it. Mama said don't settle for less, now I make y'all look stupid. Don't need no love, that's so cute, because when I step I come ruthless. And for the haters on my life, speak what you know, the confusing. I rush, yes, but I'm up and I started as a team. People want me to give up, they mouth so they blowing up steam. I swear to God, the way love is, y'all might just kill me for my dreams. And I'ma get the trip and speak on me, I'll make a scene. Watch me do my dance, don't steal my moves. If you ain't got nothing to prove, you can't walk in my shoes. You couldn't walk a mile if you took that cruise. Air blow you down like this, and you better keep your cool. Watch me do my dance, don't steal my moves. If you ain't got nothing to prove, you can't walk in my shoes. You couldn't walk a mile if you took that cruise. AR blow you down like this, and you better keep your cool. You can call it what you want to me, y'all enemies. I see y'all talking out your neck when they are tendencies. Cause I'm pretty and I know it's hella jealousy. But I'm coming unexpected, it's a specialty. And I'm just trying to go and run them bands up. With the winning team, gotta catch up. Tryna run my company, no NASA. Go and get your bag up.
I used to be broke, so I brag much. Bitch, nigga, you don't be up in your bag much. I've been known it for a minute, you don't smash much. Bitch, took off training wheels, why you niggas half crutch? How many turds front lining that you half touch? Super sucks, he don't bath much. I've been going crazy in this past month. I ain't tryna hear shit, been lazy in this last month. I'ma babysit the torch like my last blunt. Lame shit, short lived like your last stunt. Nigga, focus on yours, move past front. I keep a shield like a register and glass front. They be filling up my flames at the gas pump. I concentrated, calculated, now cash done. Real student of this shit, you in class drunk. Back to back slapper in your face like that last chump.
You can call it what you want to me, y'all enemies. I see y'all talking out your neck when they are tendencies. Cause I'm pretty and I know it's hella jealousy. But I'm coming unexpected, it's a specialty. And I'm just trying to go and run them bands up. With the winning team, gotta catch up. Tryna run my company, no NASA. Go and get your bag up. Yeah, get
That's
that
right.
bag up. Yeah, get that bag up.
Respect the underground icon radio.
All right, let's talk about that one, AR. One more time. What was the lady's name again?
That's MDB Nia.
MDB Nia.
Murder
Make sure
Dub
that
Nia.
that's fire. That's an energy track right there. There's a lot of energy behind that.
Thank you.
Before we get to this next song, let's discuss real quick your name, which is different. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about it.
I have a theory. Some of you guys, you young artists, you're coming up with strange names to confuse the older white people.
Now, I'm gonna put you on. I ain't a young artist no more. I'm considered an OG now.
Well, you're young to me. You're young to me. I understand. I
I'm
understand.
finna, you know, you can never stop learning. You can learn from a baby. So let me put you on real quick.
Put me on.
Okay, my name was AR of H2 Hardheads. I had a crew back when I was younger, the Hardheads. And before we got into this digital era, you know what I mean? It was cool. When we got to this digital era, the AR of H2 Hardheads wouldn't fit on the Apple Music and Spotify. It was just AR.
Okay.
So my label was H2 Music Group.
Okay.
So that's where the H2MG came
Got
from.
that.
So to separate myself from the other ARs, I put H2MG AR, in which my AR stand for is Analyze Reality. You know what I'm saying? So put all together, it's honorable to Mafia Guidelines Analyzing Reality. Or, depending on who you asking, honorable, wait, hold on, what's the other one? We got hella acronyms.
Acronyms. I love rappers and acronyms. Incredible.
Headed to Motivated Growth, Analyzing Reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's real deep, but it worked because the search engine, you know, everybody's kind of simplified with these phones. So
yes,
hearing it out loud, you know, people still getting familiar with it, you know what I mean? But my streams is going up every motherfucking day. I changed my name in 2016. I'm at like 37.6 thousand streams on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying?
Big numbers. That's great.
Just pushing.
And AR, I appreciate it because, and that's a gem for the younger artists. When you just punch in AR, there's a lot of ARs. Let's just say that. But when you punch in H2MG AR, it's just you, and that's so crucial in today's internet's world. You know, that's so crucial. That's a big deal. So I just wanted to break down your name. That's a joke about the,
it's you know, all
with,
good.
With
make it make sense, youngsters.
When Tentacion and
yeah,
all these other guys, it seems like they have strange names, and I feel like it's good because not only does it confuse people that aren't involved in hip hop, but you know automatically when someone addresses you whether they're a fan or not. Because if they say your name correctly, they've probably done the knowledge. You know what I mean? So, and with you, if someone knows the story, you know, then they know you a little deeper than regular. If they know the whole deal.
Sure. And it's just substance though, man. I'm full of substance and content. So when somebody do come up on, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's the whole catalog and it's meaning behind this shit.
Do we want to check out Mad at Me?
Yeah, and that's another one. This
Talk
one right
about
here.
that one. Let's give us the feeling.
RP to Tupac Shakur, man. This is actually I Ain't Got Mad at You remake. I had the beats 2 months prior. That's one of my favorite Tupac songs. So the recording process is that I didn't write it. I went in the booth. So I'm like, how can I pay homage to my favorite song, one of my favorite rappers, without trying to sound like him? You feel me? So I came with feeling. You know what I mean? So it's really called Oh They Mad. You know what I mean? So it's basically soft part 2. It's GAME.
Right.
And it's just explaining the story of people mad at you who supporting you and.
Right.
You know, I got a little sis on there singing again on the background. MDB.
Before we get into it, and this shows that the coast stuff really don't matter because, you know, Tupac born in New York, went to school in Maryland, but rep the Bay, you know, as hard as a lot of people, you know. Rep the West Coast definitely as hard as a lot of people. So he was just Tupac was a little bit of everything for all of us, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's why he connects so much differently and in a bigger scale than other people. You know, still as you know, one of the most streamed rappers, dead or alive, and still to this day. You know, all these years after his passing.
It's still making sense. That's like my music. I want my music to make sense to my kid, my 1-year-old, my 14-year-olds, my grandkids. They can turn their granddaddy on and get some game about this world. You feel me?
All right, well, let's get into it. What was the name one more time? I don't want to give the incorrect one.
Oh, They Mad.
Oh, They Mad right here on Respect the Underground.
Respect the Underground Radio.
AR, nigga. RP to Pop. Get in here, made enemies. Volume 2. Oh, they mad like you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. Niggas stagnate they self with all that weight around. Ain't got the nerve, don't wanna feel you if they can't weigh you down. Oh, they mad cause you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. People stagnate they self with all that weight around. Ain't got the nerve, don't wanna kill cause they can't weigh you down. Snakes and ladders, situated cakes and platters. At the homie way, the grave be our only fate. We gotta live to the end of it. If your ops don't get you, your friend does it. That's why I'm on my shit, nigga not playing around. You come around with that clown shit, I'ma lay you down. I worked too hard to make it to this plateau. This ain't no EDD money, but I was flat broke. Still pushing by myself when niggas had jokes. When you a hustler about your business, you have hope. Ain't no hanging with you haters, but half rope. Hey, my breath don't stink, but half scope. That's what Mr. C said in the mystery read. Niggas will gun you down after Swisher Sweets fed. Over me, my bloodline of blister streets red. Yo, G for gossip, not gangsta. Retwisted shit that he said. Oh, they mad like you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. Niggas stagnate they self with all that weight around. Ain't got the nerve, don't wanna feel you if they can't weigh you down. Oh, they mad cause you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. People stagnate they self with all that weight around. Ain't got the nerve to wanna kill cause they can't weigh you down. Niggas bugging and they mugging at my birthright. Hating that I'm hungry. Just imagine what my thirst like. Trying to change scenario from a city where it's cursed like. They only wait to follow you. They follow behind your hearse, right? By me knowing this, for me, I'm owning this. I'm setting up the standard for my kids. Through this, I'm showing this. Forever be a fighter. Every arena, not just throwing fits. All this hard work and labor in my neighbor. Steady throwing fits. I prayed to the game, God. Now he throwing gifts. All them years of hard hustle, made money. If you ain't knowing this, when a car broke down, who the fuck was towing this? Busy bitching from the bitches. Barely shooting. What's your score in this? Oh, they mad like you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. Niggas stagnate they self with all that weight around. Ain't got the nerve, don't wanna feel you if they can't weigh you down. Oh, they mad cause you made it down. Same people used to push for you hate now. People stagnate they self with all that weight round. And got the nerve on the killers, they can't wait down.
Radio. Respect the underground radio.
Don't be mad no more. Don't be mad no more. No more.
All right, you right here on Respect the Underground, Worldwide Radio, Icon Radio, home of quality independent music. It is The Mission on a Saturday morning. I really like that song, man. I really like it, and you did. You took the feeling. It was totally still you. No reminiscent of Tupac style or cadence at all.
Right.
And man, and the reworking of the beat I enjoyed.
Thank you.
And what you did with it, I enjoyed as well. I'm gonna be playing that on my show if it's okay with you.
All good. I'm just sending you the right title. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do it. Just send me an email or a text or something, and we'll get together on the titles. I don't want to announce them wrong, and that happens to all artists. Sometimes, the original title hangs on to the track long after you've worked on it and stuff. Really like that track. I appreciate it.
It's out too.
And everybody tuning in, let's let everybody know you get a special treat tonight. Not only some of Arizona's top tier artists, but a special fly-in because DJ Kane 100 throws the party. He brought his friends, his homies. He brought the crew from the Bay right to you here in Arizona. It's going down Glendale Ave. DJ Kane 100's Ratchet House Party. Now this is gonna be a series. This is not just one thing. This whole thing was gonna jump off pre-COVID, and COVID shut down the venue, shut down the event. And so now we're back stronger than ever, rock solid at a damn near invincible venue, beautiful Glendale Avenue, which we happen to be right now, around the 24th area. The party will be more towards the 40th in Glendale area, so a few blocks down the road. But nonetheless, if you want to catch a live performance from a true Bay artist that was raised up under the legends of the Bay, you're going to see it tonight at DJ Kane's Ratchet House Party. Now, what can people expect from your live show? We'll talk about that, then we get up out of here.
For sure. Like you're speaking on the COVID shit, the COVID slowed down the road. You know what
everybody, for everybody everywhere.
But I've been in that lab because the type of music I got that music you need to sit and digest. So, COVID been a blessing because it allowed everybody, who wasn't open, around to open their eyes, what I'm saying? Because, the club, so that basic shit wasn't working during quarantine. We need some shit to get our minds, off of that. So what y'all go expect from me, man, y'all go expect high energy, you know what I'm saying? I know it's 18 and up, you know what I'm saying? I got different styles and shit, so y'all go just see some real authentic shit, you know what I'm saying? Real music, a real professional, you know what I'm saying? Entertainer. You know what I mean? Let's just turn up. Let's have a ball. You know what I mean? It's my first show of the year.
Good. This could be live, and I guarantee you, good luck to everybody in the crew.
On the bill.
There will be a lot of ladies there tonight, fellas. So that's a good news for you guys and the crew and yourself. I mean, you may be not single, but
I got
some
for the ladies. I got pink H2Mg face masks. You know
that's right. So okay, we got merch for the ladies. You're gonna have some merch. That's incredible.
For sure.
It might not be the ladies on the flyer, but there will be plenty of ladies there. Don't worry about it. Don't fear. Have no fear. DJ Kane 100 will be there. I know there will be a lot of great acts. I'm sure there'll be food, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of drink and smoke and things going on. So everybody check out
y'all pull up.
The Ratchet House Party tonight on Glendale Ave. DJ Kane 100's Ratchet House Party. AR, I'm glad we got to meet. It was a good talking with you, man. And I'm going to be playing your music. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for you. If you're ever in the Phoenix area again, you want to sit down and talk to the people, we'll be glad to have you. Before the week's over, we'll have a few thousand views. So I guarantee a bunch of new people will be tapped in with AR.
So I appreciate it, man. Respect the underground always.
That's what it is. That's what we appreciate it. H2Mg Ar, and we'll play a little music as we get him out and get Bonnie G coming in next. Thanks to everybody watching The Mission here on
Respect the Underground
and
Radio.
Peace to AR and the whole team. I hope to see y'all tonight if the wife lets me out the house. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace, brother. Have a good one.